Hello, you lot. I'm just messing around at the moment. I'm just, I've got a few things on the go. I'm charging up batteries. I've been on the hunt. I'm hunting desperately for some coax. Some of you might not know what coax is, but I really wanted to go out tomorrow and take, because I do a bit of radio as well. And I built a radio setup with all antenna and radio and that, but I had a bit of coax, which is basically cable. I've been looking high and low for it, I can't find it. So I decided to stop. And I looked over there at the Marder, the bloody Marder, FG Marder. I looked over there at that, and I thought, well, let's, because what it is, the way I had it was with the exhaust coming out there like that. When I put the shell on, it pushed the shell out. You've seen it in other videos, you know what it was like. So I looked at it and I thought, I reckon I can make that so that the exhaust comes out the hole and then goes around. It looks better on the outside. I mocked it up and it works. But the only problem is I can't get in there to do the Jubilee clips up, because if I don't do the Jubilee clips up, put Jubilee clips on it, when it gets hot, it all pops apart. Let me show you and then maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So this is the setup that I've got, and it works really, really well. It sounds nice, works well. You know, I don't have any oil build up. If I just leave it like that with the shell on, the oil builds up around here because it can't get out. So I can put this on like this, and I can put the shell on, and then I can just put this through the hole, poke it onto here. But what happens is, if you don't put a Jubilee clip on here, when this gets hot, it just blows it off, and then the exhaust is flapping around. That's obviously a problem. So I need to be able to get in there to put a Jubilee clip on, but I can't do that when the shell's on. So I'm trying to see if I can mock it up. I haven't got any other pipe, so I've got to use what I've got here. I haven't got anything else, so I've got to make this work with this. So I'm going to take this part off, and I might be able to put the shell on and just poke this bit, because this is one piece. If this was two pieces, that'd be handy, but it ain't. It's one piece. That curve there is all one bit. So I might be able to get that to go through there. You'll see what I mean, I'll show you. But that's all I'm doing, because I was driving myself nutty. I'm sure that when I had a tidy up a few months ago, I put the tripod for the antenna. I'm talking about the radio again now. I put the tripod for the antenna somewhere, and I thought I put the coax on the wall. Hung it on a nail on the wall. I went there to get it. It's not there. Different coax. I've looked everywhere for it. I would never have thrown it away because it's good quality stuff. It's expensive, and I cut it. I made it. Or I might just have found it. Hold on. I might just have found it. That might be it. I might have... I put things everywhere. I'm bad for that. I might just have found it. This has got nothing to do with RC. Yes! That's it! That's what I'm looking for. Oh my giddy aunt. I've spent hours looking for that. And I've coiled it up and put it behind this 10-mile-an-hour sign. It's got the plugs on the end of it and everything. That's what I was looking for. I've been looking everywhere for that. You would not believe. And I found a couple of scrapers as well. The missus was moaning because her scraper for her car, it was broken there, but she's still using it. And I made a mistake with my car last winter. I used a broken scraper and I scratched my windscreen, and it's a bloody nuisance. I hate it. The scratches on it, oh man. I could probably pay someone to get the scratches out or do whatever they do, but that's quite more money, isn't it? If I'd never used a broken scraper, I would never have the scratches. So I took her scraper out of her car and said, I'll get you another one. But then, of course, me being me, time goes on, and it's now winter again, and I still haven't got one. So I was going to go and buy one at the weekend, but I've just found two. So that's very handy. I'll have the black one for myself, and I'll have the red one for her. Well, she might want the black one, but I'll ask her what one she wants. There you go, a new scraper. Bloody hell. But that's what I was looking for. Well, at least I can go and do what I wanted to do tomorrow now. Happy days. Yeah. I can't believe that. Literally talking to you and just right behind you was what I was looking for. Hours I've been looking for that. I've been up in the loft in my home. I've been in the roof here. I've had underneath the benches. I've pulled everything out. I've literally gone through every box that I can, thinking, what the hell have I done with that cable, that coax cable? And there it was, behind that 10 mile an hour sign, and the light switch, or the door where you come in the whole time. Well, that's just me for you. Put things in a safe place and then forget where it is because it's so safe. Anyway, if you can relate to that, put it in the comments, please. If you can relate to what I've just explained, put it in the comments. I want to know all about it. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what I was talking about now. I was talking about something to do with this. Anyway, enough talking. I think I've done enough of that. Let's take this apart, and I can see if I can make it work. Because what I don't want to do, I don't want to damage this shell, and having the exhaust on the inside is pushing this cage, plastic piece of cageness out. There's the hole, what the exhaust should go. You all know what it looks like, but I'm going to show you anyway, because that's the sort of thing I do, point out the obvious and repeat things endlessly. So yeah, there we go. Well, with a little bit of force, I've managed to do what I wanted to do, but it is very forceful, and it's going to be a bit of a pain because that's angled like that. I could take this off and try and bend it out a little bit, which I think I might do. I do risk breaking the pipe though, which I don't want to do because it's the only one I've got. I mean, I'd have to buy some more and then make another one, because this doesn't come with the car like this. Someone has made this because it was for the Beetle shell and to get the exhaust out and everything. But I like to run it with this shell because, as you can imagine, without this piece of pipe on, that the fumes don't come out the hole very well. They do come out the hole, but not very well, and you get oil and everything on the inside everywhere. So I like to run this bit of pipe with this shell. Plus, it looks pretty cool when it goes up. You'll see it. You'll see it. I think I am going to do that. I might even heat it up a little bit, see if I can bend it. Yeah, I won't have to force it as much either. Plus, it'll be better because that's not going to go on there very well. Right, that's the next job. Right, I can use this vice. I've got a bloody air gun in there because I snapped that end of it off. Look, on the air gun. Where is it? Come on, focus. There we go. Snapped it off. So I was gonna get that out, but then I got called away to do something else, so that never got done either. Anyway, let's put this in here. I reckon if I clamp that up tight enough, let's take that Jubilee clip off so I don't break that. Now if I clamp that up tight enough in there, actually I want it to go a bit further down because I want to bend it at the curve. I might have to heat this up. Oh dear, that's not. That's not as strong as I thought it was. Bloody hell. I'm just blooming. Alright, I wanted to do a lot to this. That's nowhere near as strong as I thought it was going to be. I know it's only a weak bit of pipe, but I've just squashed it and I only just put it in the vise. Oh dear, oh dear. There we go. Squash it back into shape. Near enough got it back into shape. Jesus Christ, man. Alright, I wanted to do a lot to that. Oh. Let's get a lot on here. Don't fall off. Please don't fall off. I can't have you falling off. For God's sake. I haven't got insurance for that kind of stuff. Right. Really, I need a whole bit of pipe that goes around it, but I reckon that might do. That's not going to be the end of the world. That little dent in there is not going to be It's not going to be a major problem, I don't think. It's not ideal, but that might actually help that from... if I do another one of them, that will stop the pipe from coming off as well. Happy days. It might not be so bad after all. That's a lot better now. That's a lot better. That fits on there a lot better. Whereas it doesn't, it's quite loose. I might have to... what's happened there? But that's not quite so tight against there now as it was before. And that will go on there like that. Just zoomed in, I didn't even realise. Yeah, that will go on there like that. And it won't be touching along here. Happy days. Right, I'm just going to address the loose problem. I don't know what the bloody hell happened there. But yeah, that's much better. Much better, my friend. Right, there we go. That's that. And if I put the spoiler on, there we go. Got ourselves a nice... I reckon that looks quite good as well. Coming up there. And it coming out the back there like that. Well... I muddled it a little bit by putting it in the vise. I thought it was going to be stronger than that. Obviously, I know it's aluminium pipe. It's not massively strong, but there we go. It fits in all right. Hopefully it's tight enough. I think when it gets hot, because I haven't been able to get a Jubilee clip around this little bit here, I reckon that might pop out. But hopefully, because this is a one piece, it's got a Jubilee clip in on that bit. You probably can't see, there it is, Jubilee clipping on there, so that should hold it in place. I shouldn't need a second one, but you never know. These are probably going to get hot and that'll probably pop off, but never mind. Anyway, that's another job ticked off the list. When you've got a list of jobs in your head, some of them are really important, but you just don't really want to do them. You're putting them off, but they're really important. You really should do them. And you've got on the same list, or it might be a separate list, but on my head it's the same list. The less important ones are further down and the really important ones are at the top. But I always look at the list in my head, a bit of paper, and I can see it. It's a bit of paper with lists on it, with words on it, things I need to do. And I look at the top ones and I go, paint the hallway, fit a carpet, mend exhaust on FG Marder. I'll do that one. You won't believe it, I've actually labelled the tin this time, so I remember that it's got primer bulbs in it, so that I'm not looking all over the place. You know when you know you've got something and you're looking everywhere for it and you think, but you see, like this tin was right in front of my eyes the whole time, but I didn't label it, so I didn't know that the bloody bulbs were in there. Not to worry though, because I ordered more, so I'll have loads of them soon. But I've labelled it. Yes, I labelled me light, so it says light. I know that's a light to turn a light on. Now I know this is a tin for primer bulbs. I know. Listen, I'm really bad. It's rare that I actually label stuff. Normally I stuff stuff in boxes and tins and think, lovely, I know exactly what's in there. And a lot of the time I know exactly what I've got. Trouble is, finding it's another problem. Trust me. I mean, this is my spare parts cupboard. I've got oil filters. I've got brake calipers, discs, light bulbs, more pads, but it just goes into chaos. Jars, gherkin jars with screws, and you know, I know exactly what I've got. I know I've got Jubilee clips, I know I've got screws, I know I've got some brackets and some screws and some more Jubilee clips. Never, ever, ever throw away anything like that, because you never know when it's going to come in handy. Anyway, I've been out here for about 2.5 hours now. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go home. So I'll see you lot later on. Love life, treat people nicely, treat people how you'd like to be treated, and we should all have a nice, brilliantly happy life. And I think that's going to be the next thing I'm going to take out, because I'm itching now to give that a blast. Now I've got my bulb installed, which I put the new primer bulb on the other day, and I still haven't had a chance to take it out. You know, it's like just other stuff to do. That list I mentioned earlier, all the really important things, right down at the bottom, take the FG Marder out for a run. But I think I can pick that up, move it to the top of the list. Yeah, why not? See you later, you lot.